Okay, so this is part 2 to my hypnobirthing story. I was talking about affirmations. So some of the affirmations that I had up during birth, this is one of them. It's called I am relaxed and calm. So that is critical to feel relaxed and calm during your birth. Just breathe. Like I said several times, how breathing is everything, to just focus on your breath. A couple other ones was each surge brings my baby closer to me, which is amazing. So just to know that every surge you go through, you're one step closer to meeting your baby and to experience that beautiful, amazing moment. I also had this image up. It's always great to visualize how you want your baby to descend, and that is the optimal birth position for your baby to come out. So now I am going to get into the birth story on his birthday and how everything happened. So I'm going to take you to the Thursday evening. He was born March 3rd, and so Thursday evening was March 2nd, and that was my mom's birthday. And I kind of had an inkling that maybe he would come March 2nd, because that would be kind of neat if he was born on my mom's birthday, but he decided to come a day after, which is still super awesome. So March 2nd in the evening, we went to my mom's house for her birthday. We had cake and we had Chinese food. As funny as that sounds, everyone was joking around that Chinese is gonna put you into labor, and I was like, okay, whatever you say. Maybe they were right. Maybe that was what triggered it. So anyways, so after the birthday, we go home and we go to sleep, and throughout the night I was getting progressively more uncomfortable. I was tossing and turning. The baby was moving a lot that night, definitely way more than normal. I was having more cramping, but I kind of just thought it was pelvic pressure again. I wasn't really sure. But I was just getting more and more uncomfortable throughout the night, just couldn't get in a comfortable position. And so finally 6 a.m. came, which is still a long night's sleep. I got up. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna get up. That's enough. So I get up, and sorry if this is too much information, but you're watching a birthing video. But yeah, my undies were damp, so I was like, this is a change. It wasn't drastic where I thought my water had broken, but it was definitely a change where I was like, maybe this is like a minor leak of the amniotic fluid. I'm not sure. But the cramping that I was experiencing throughout the night, which was really mild, started to getting more frequent, but it was still light, almost like a period cramping. So I was like, this is definitely a change. So I get up, I decide to listen to 10 minutes of birthing affirmations that I got from Sophie, who is a hypnobirthing instructor from Europe. She's amazing. So I listened to 10 minutes of that because I was like, if this is his birthday, I want to start it off feeling super calm and relaxed. So I listened to that, which was a great way to start the day. And a line that I really, really loved throughout it was, a surge cannot be stronger than me because it is me. So a contraction, or however you want to view it, can't be stronger than you because it is you. So don't let your body take over. You be in control of your body. You direct. You be in control of how you want to birth. So I was like, yes, like I can grasp on to that, and I can do this. So I decided to hop in the shower. Everyone's still sleeping. I listen to my affirmations. I go in the shower, have a nice warm shower, and I'm still having mild cramping, but I was actually to the point where I did have to start kind of breathing through it. So I was like, okay, this is definitely more of a change. So I wake Lawrence up. I'm like, I had damp underwear. I'm having mild cramping where I do have to breathe through it. I'm like, this could be it. And he's like, well, should I stay home from work or what should I do? I'm like, like, it depends. Like, my other births were really long and I didn't want him to like miss work and I'm just not progressing or anything like that. So we get up, I get Kaylee ready for school, still having the mild cramping. I'm like, make her lunch, get her off on the bus, just like an everyday other morning. Lawrence gets ready for work. He's all dressed. He's like making his coffee. He's ready to head out the door, literally hand on the doorknob. And he's like, are you sure you want me to go? Like, I'm like, yeah. And then something within me was like, you know what? Like, if this is it, it would be absolutely terrible if you were at work during the birth. So I'm like, you know what? Just stay home. Call your boss, let him know, like, just be home, just in the event that this is it. So he's like, yeah, no problem, I'm gonna stay home. So he gets undressed from his work clothes, and at this point things are starting to slowly pick up. Maybe every 30 minutes I'm having a surge. And so Kira's still home with us because she didn't have preschool till 1 in the afternoon, so she was home with us in the morning. And Lawrence starts blowing up the pool just in case that's it, because we were having a home birth. And we had an awesome morning. We listened to the Moana soundtrack, as it's Kira's favorite movie, so we listened to that, and we were listening to all the songs and just having an amazing morning, just full of laugh and peace and calmness. And she's dancing, she's having a blast, and I'm just having so much fun watching her have fun. So the endorphins are flowing in me, which is a key component to having an amazing birth, just to get as much endorphins running through your body as possible. So I'm just having a good time watching her have fun. I'm singing with her and just being so relaxed. So at this point, maybe it's around 11:30 now, and I'm debating calling the midwife. I'm like, should I call her? Like, is this too soon? Like, I don't want her to come to Martinsville and then I'm not progressing. You know, I'm sure every mom has that, where they don't want to call the doctor, call the midwife, because they don't want to get them to come too early or things like that. But anyways, so I call the midwife line, and things were really starting to pick up. Like, I'm really starting to just like stop and really breathe through each surge, and I know things are progressing because I do have to stop, and it is starting to get mildly uncomfortable. So I call the midwife line, and I'm like, I think I might be in labor. I'm pretty sure this is it. So if you could let my midwife know, that would be awesome. So I didn't hear back from them for probably a half hour, and usually this is the emergency line, so I was like, something is off, why I hadn't heard back from them. So luckily my midwife was actually my sister Janelle's midwife, so my sister had her number, so, which I'm super grateful for. So I got her direct number, and I called my midwife Romaine, and she's like, yeah, I never got a call from the emergency line, so something must be up. So she booked it straight over to check me and to see how I was doing. So she probably got to her house around 1:15 it was. And at this point, she's like, let me check you right away. So she checks me, and I'm about 3 centimeters, 6 effaced or whatever she said, something like that. And I'm like, 3 centimeters. I think every mom can probably relate to that when they hear that number, where it's like, really? But she's like, you know what, that's just a number, that's okay. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, you're right. It's just a number, and things could drastically change. You never know. So we just continue doing our thing, and I keep doing laps around the kitchen and living room, just swaying side by side, breathing super deep through every surge, and I'm just like, I'm in my own zone, and Lawrence has this rain and thunder playlist in the background, and he's got the, what was that? Pine essential oil diffusing, so it smelled like pine in our house, and it was so awesome with the rainforest playlist. Thank you for putting that on. And I just remember sitting at the table while Romaine was giving my antibiotics for my Group B strep. I was just sitting there, and I could feel the sweat drip down my face from just breathing so much, and just like I could feel my body just working through labor, and I just felt the sweat just drip down because I was just like so in tune with everything that was going on. So it was a really powerful moment, and I just kept walking around. And at this point, after I did one loop, it was probably around 2:30 at this point, my parents show up because they got to take care of the kids because I'm in labor. So they come to our house to pick up the car seat so that they could pick up Kiara from preschool and Kaylee from kindergarten. So everything happens fairly fast. So after that point, they're at our house thinking I'm not too progressed. They weren't sure how progressed I was, and I don't know, maybe they wanted to stay for coffee or something like that. But when you're in labor land, you need focus. So I didn't really talk to them. I let Lawrence talk to them. So I went to the bedroom and just like continued being in my zone and my focus. And I went to the bedroom, and at this point, I think I was in transition because my next surge, my body was pushing the baby down. It was quite a significant change from breathing just through each surge, from feeling just like extreme pressure, like wanting to push this baby down. So I call for Romaine, and I'm like, I think something's changing. Like, why do I feel like I need to push? And so she's like, what? Like, you were just 3 centimeters not too long ago. So I'm like, and then she sees me have my next surge, and I'm put, like, she can tell, like, my body is pushing because you can't really control that urge. And she's like, oh, okay, let's check you. And sure enough, I remember she wanted me to lay down at this point. And I'm like, I did not want to lay down, but needless to say, she wanted to check me. And she's like, yeah, you're 8 centimeters and I can feel the head and you're ready to deliver this baby. So Lawrence is filling up the pool as fast as he can to get things ready so that I could have my water birth, because things progress so fast. And at this point, when she checks me, my water breaks right then and there. Like, everything's just happening so fast. And yeah, I could just feel tons of pressure. Like, I wasn't sure how much longer I had, basically, before this baby was going to come out. And I remember explaining to Lawrence, like, what it felt like during the pushing phase. And I explained it to him like a volcano exploding, like all this, like, basically the blood from your uterus just like pushing the baby out, like your body, and your uterus is just like, it's almost like a volcano wanting to just like get this baby out. And it's just like so much force and so much power. It's incredible. And yeah, so at this point, we get into the pool, and I actually was enjoying this stage because your body gets to kind of take a break from the surges. You surge, and then you kind of get a break, and then you surge, and then you get a break, and then just to help the baby come down at its own pace. So I really enjoyed that part. And everyone kind of talks about the ring of fire when the head's like coming out, and I can honestly say I did feel that. I did feel the ring of fire where the head's coming out. But yeah, that was another visualization where you're supposed to visualize your vagina opening up like a flower, a rose. And it's legit. Visualize that and you're gonna feel more relaxed. And that's what I did. So as much as I felt the ring of fire, and I embraced it. I surrendered to it, and I just knew that this is what my body had to do, and that within moments I'm gonna have this baby on my chest. So it was just amazing. I was just there breathing and letting my body do what it had to do to get this baby out, and it was amazing. And before I knew it, he was out, and he was on me, and he was there, and it was amazing to see how it all happened. It's still, even going back to that day, it's just like amazing to know what the female body can do to create a baby, to grow a baby within, and then to birth a baby. It's just like a miracle to me, and it's like I'm just fascinated and passionate about it. Birth to me is the most amazing thing. Whichever way you birth, epidural, C-section, home birth, natural birth, water birth, whatever you do, any birth is beautiful. This was just the route that I chose to do. I wanted to experience it like this, but whichever way you choose to birth, you're amazing. I love it. So after that, the baby was there, and we kind of delayed the cord cutting for a while. At that point, my head was just like, I don't even know what kind of went on after that. I was just I don't even know how to explain it. And then before I knew it, I was delivering the placenta, and I did get the oxytocin shot just to kind of help with the placenta delivery, which worked out perfectly fine. So I delivered the placenta, and then shortly after that, we got me out of the pool, and I just remember shaking profusely, probably due to the rush of endorphins after birth. It's like you're in bliss mode, basically. And then I go into my bed, and we actually had Jocelyn Chillog there, who took our after birth photos, and she warmed up a blanket in the dryer, and I just remember that blanket like feeling amazing because I was shivering so much. So thank you, Jocelyn, for doing that. And then just being in bed, and then they took care of everything else. And then I had my husband next to me, and the sun was shining in through our bedroom doors, and it was just so peaceful. And that is how I had envisioned my birth, to just be in complete peace and love and joy, and to have this healthy baby here now. It was like a full circle moment, because for 9 months I had prepped how I wanted to birth, because I wanted to experience this birth. I wanted to feel it in all of its essence. And so here it was, and it happened, and it was the most incredibly empowering experience of my life, and I'm forever changed from it. And that's what they said, like, birth does change a woman. It's like, women are powerful, and like our bodies are made to do amazing things. And I'm like shivering right now just like thinking about it, because it's so intense. It's the most intense thing you could ever experience, and it's incredibly beautiful. And so to be in bed with Lawrence, and then I'm breastfeeding my baby, and he's drinking wine, I got juice and I got toast, and it's just so relaxing. And the midwives are cleaning up, doing their thing. I'm so grateful for them, for all that they did, all their help, their support, their calmness, their love. It really makes a big difference. And so Lawrence and I just stayed in bed all afternoon, because he was delivered at 3:07 p.m. So we just stayed in bed and relaxed and loved on our new baby and just rested. And My parents had the girls, so we had just so much peace, and they kept the girls overnight, so we had the night to ourselves, and we just lit a bunch of candles, and yeah, it was just a very peaceful environment, and that's what I wanted. So yeah, so if you are ever considering a different alternative to birth, or if you want more peace in your birth, or you just have questions, like, I'm always here to talk about it, because it's definitely a passion of mine, and it was the most wonderful experience of my life. Yeah, so if you have any questions about it, I would love to chat and share more. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope that you guys got some takeaways from it. So have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later.